Hey everyone, Rise here from SE2GG.com, and I'm bringing you another English commentary. We're going to be covering the MSL MBC Survivor Series, Group F. We're going to be watching a match between Fantasy and Yellow, who is going by a different nickname in this one, but I assure you that's who it is. Fantasy in the 1 o'clock position. There's Fantasy right there, wearing the red and white Adidas shirt. And there we have Yellow, purple Zerg, in the 7 o'clock position. Yellow just wearing white. So anyway, a couple announcements for you guys. Check out SE2GG.com, not just because I tell you that every time, but because there's actually been a bunch of big updates there. So the site has actually been going through a lot of changes, and now you'll find there's a live IRC chat on the web. So you can actually go to the internet site at se2gg.com, and you can actually go on IRC from there. So you don't need to install a client or anything, which is nice if you want to go on and chat at work or whatever. So a lot of people on there, a lot of talking going on all the time. There's actually a lot going on right now as I commentate. So check it out. Also check out SE101. I think the new season is starting soon. They're taking applications very shortly. So if you're a newbie interested in getting better, check out the SE101 forum section as well as SE101 page. Okay, I think that's about it for my announcements. So let's go to the game. We are playing on Loki II, which, if you know, Loki II has the protected expansion, which is a big help for non-Zerg players generally, because Terran or Protoss can easily go a quick expansion, which normally they cannot. And we see Fantasy over here walling and switching SCVs so he can take care of that drone, prevent the scout, prevent the harassment. Smart idea, going for a quick gas, and it looks like he's just going to try to stop that drone from doing any harassment. Good for Fantasy. He shouldn't take that sort of... I can't curse. Try not to curse, guys, so I'm going to just stop what I was about to say. He shouldn't take that crap from Yellow. There you go. Yellow, in the meantime, going for his own quick expansion and getting a pool down. I don't know how many drones he got before that, so I can't give you the exact build order. Probably a 12 hatch. And Marine coming out for Fantasy. So Fantasy going to be able to take care of that drone in short order. And here we see a quick factory. Now that is interesting. That is deviating from the traditional medic Marine build. And I don't know how yet, so we shall see. Very cool though. Yellow now going to try to deny a scout in return. Karma is a bit of a bitch, and I think that Fantasy will be able to get through there, but you know, it'll take him a little while before he gets there. So anyway, Fantasy just building up his factory. I'm wondering if he's going to go straight to science vessels or something. It looks like he's in position to get a quick expansion down as well. So gonna go for a couple of tactics at the same time. See how that works out. And not much going on Yellow's side right now. The expansion's up and running. Lair going down, so I'm sure we'll see some sort of Hydra Den or Spire very shortly. One of the two. Maybe both, depending on what he feels like, I guess. And Overlord going to scout to see if that expansion is going down. And there we see the starport. Quick starport. So that may mean quick raids, actually. I forgot about that. Sometimes you'll see a Terran player go quick raids to do basically a Corsair harassment, similar to anyway, and take out Overlords with raids. And raids do a lot of damage to air units, as you probably know. So actually, that's a pretty good tactic to go, especially if the Zerg is not prepared and doesn't have some sort of air protection like a Hydralisk Den or what have you. So it looks like Fantasy is scouting around to see if he has a third expansion, which he obviously does not. That's going to give him some information on what he may be going. Obviously, keeping that scout in there as long as possible is good. There is a Vulture out, so that's pretty good. I guess he was thinking about going into harass, but I believe there was a Sunken down in the front over there, and he's not going to be able to do much with that. Another barracks going down for Fantasy. I believe that will be his third barracks. I don't know if he moved the one from his front door completely out of the way or not. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. And it looks like another Ling's going out to scout, but he'll be taken out by that Vulture before he even gets a hit off, which means no more scouting for Lings, for a little bit anyway, at least he sent more than 2 out. And Spire going down for Yellow. So Yellow deciding to go Muta Harassment. We'll see how this plays out with the Wraith that we see coming out for Fantasy, which is already going to hunt down some Overlords. And that's going to be a bit of an annoying harassment for Yellow, especially because he's going Muta, which, as you may know, costs 2 PSI, or 2 supply. So it's not even going to be easy for him to get those Mutas out. If you've gotten Mutas before, you know how much of a pain it is to keep up with supply, because Muta eat it up quick. An Overlord provides 8 supply, and going through that in 4 Mutas is easy. And now we see a science facility down, so you can be sure that science vessels will be shortly coming out for Fantasy, which is going to be also interesting because science vessels are very effective against Muta Harassment, because Muta Harassment tends to clump up Mutalists. And clumping a Mutalist is great when there's no science vessels. When there are science vessels, and Yellow actually going to save that drone by doing the old extractor trick and canceling to get full life back, as you can see right there. That is why he made that extractor, to avoid getting killed by that Wraith. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So that Muta Harassment will be ineffective if Irradiate is ready and the science vessel is out before Mutalists come, and it looks like that may be the case. And that's definitely a good thing for Fantasy, because he doesn't have that many Marines out right now. And a good Muta Harassment could easily take out that single control group of Marines that it looks like he has. And the Mutas are in transit, and a couple Scourges as well. Probably to deal with the Wraith. I don't think he knows about the science facility yet, although he may be able to guess that through some clever deduction. And now that Muta Harassment is getting turned away, I don't know if there are any turrets down yet. That Wraith going to do some decent harassment, as it does pretty good damage, but it looks like it may get picked off. Nope, he's going to save that. So that's going to be a lot of damage that he's able to do. And there is a science vessel. So now I don't think he quite has a Radiate ready, but within a couple more seconds he probably will. And those Mutas are clumped up pretty nicely, as you can see, in a very tight grouping, and taking out some Marines there. And there we see a couple Scourge coming into the picture. We'll see if he notices the Science Vessel. And Science Vessel pulling off an Irradiate. Oh! Taking a while to pull away that Muta from the pack, and it looks like he may have damaged a significant amount of his Muta in that Irradiate. Nice job by Fantasy. That was a very well-placed Irradiate. And now Yellow going to have to modify his tactic a bit. He's going to have to go after that Science Vessel. He doesn't really have much of a choice if he wants to continue this harassment. It all depends on the placement that Fantasy has with that. And, ooh!